All right, good morning. Good morning to you. How are you today? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Okay, so my name is Judy Menlove, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Markham, Ontario, Canada. So if you're on, please say hi. Let me know where you're from. And if you're watching the replay, please say hello. It's always nice to know that I'm not talking to myself. I'm just going to wait a couple seconds, see if anybody pops on, because right now I don't see anyone. And I'm going to see if I can get this to show up on my iPad so I can read comments if there are any. So just bear with me a second here. And I think we're good to go. Actually, I got a full picture. That's not what I wanted. Hang on. Let's go back like that. And I'm not going to be able to see the comments today. It's just going to be one of those days. Just going to be one of those days. Oh, all right, there. I think I got it. Not sure, but anyways, we'll see. All right, so I hope you're all having a wonderful day. And I only have two quick announcements. Okay, so I forgot to get rid of the phone, and I'm not answering it. So you're just going to have to let it ring and hear the answering machine. Normally, I take it off the phone, I take it off the hook and hide it somewhere, and no one else is home right now except me, so you get to hear everything. My apologies, what can I say? All right, see, I'd like to get rid of the landline altogether, but, you know, hubby doesn't like his cell phone, he likes the landline, so I don't know, how many of you still have a landline? Because I'm finding less and less people have it. So, anyways, okay, so my announcements are Stampin' Up! Is having a new catalog come out. It's being released May 5th. So if you're in Canada and you currently don't have a demonstrator and would like a copy of the new catalog, let me know and I can get one in the mail to you. Stampin' Up! Is no longer doing one main annual catalog. They are doing 3 main catalogs. So before they used to do one big annual catalog and 2 minis, and now they're just going to do 3 catalogs. Okay, so they're going to be a little bit smaller, but everything is, rather than in the minis, there was only like new products, so you couldn't find any adhesive or anything like that. Whereas now the catalogs are basically complete 3 totally independent catalogs throughout the year. So this one is from May till August, and then we'll have one from September to December, and then one from January to April. Okay, so this is what this catalog looks like. I can't show you anything inside, not till May 5th, unfortunately, but there's lots of good stuff there. Okay, oh yeah, the other thing is today and tomorrow, started yesterday, but today and tomorrow, any orders that you place in Canada for over $25, you will earn double reward points. So that's kind of almost like free shipping. So as normally the rewards is 10% of whatever you purchase before tax and shipping, but they're offering you 20% for the next 2 days. So in other words, if you spend $100 before tax and shipping, you'll get $20 in future credit to use. Okay, so that is great. Great news. I love when they do stuff like that. All right, I think that's all I've got. So I'm going to turn the camera down and we'll get started. All right. I can never find that little button to push. There he is. All right. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm trying a different light today. I'm thinking that's kind of what my problem is. So, but now I'm getting a big glare. Whoop, and the light just went out. There we go. Okay, maybe if I move that over there. It's one of these lights as soon as you touch it. Okay, so today we're going to be playing with the Cutest Crew bundle. So these are the stamps. Have the best day. So glad we're friends. Just a little hello. Happy birthday. So you've got these adorable little birds, and you've got these cute little dogs, and these sweet little kittens. Yeah, maybe they're cats. I don't know. And then you've got some little bird prints and some little dog or cat prints, some butterflies, some flowers. It's really a sweet little set. So, and then the dies. So you've got these little paw prints, this little decorative thing. These are the dogs that cut out. These are the birds. You know what, might be easier if I show you this way. Yeah, so, and then also the birds can be cut out as a group, or they can be cut out individually as well. Okay, and the cats, they can also be cut out, I think it's this one, as a whole group here, or you can cut 3 individual ones, and the same with the dogs. You can cut the whole thing or just cut 3 individual ones. And there's something here for the flowers and the little butterflies. So there's lots here, lots to play with. Okay. All right, so let's get started, shall we? All right, to bring in my mat, of course. Okay. I've got some stuff already prepped, but we're going to start. Now, there's a lot of coloring, so you guys are going to have patience with me today. I wanted to show you how easy these things were to color, so that's why I decided I would color them while I was live. Hi, Jean. How are you? Thanks for joining me today. All right, so I'm going to ink the dogs up in Memento Black. And give it a good press. There we go. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of clean my stamps as I go. On my stamp chamois. There we go. Okay. I'm still trying to fix this light, so. Okay, that's about as good as it's going to get. All right, so I'm going to color the dogs. I have different colors here. I've got lots of blends, so I'm going to start with pecan pie, light and dark. So I'm just going to, really, I don't even know what I'm doing. So, yeah, lots of shadows here, right? I'll pull this down as close as I can here. All right, I should have put the light on the other side. Okay, well, that's not bad. Okay, so I'm going to color his ears dark. I actually cannot see because I'm in the shadow. Color giver's tail dark here. Yeah, I'm making a big mess of this because I'm in the shadow. So, hang on. I'm going to try and move the lamp over to the other side. We'll see what will happen. Everything will probably fall off my desk. And the cord will come across here. And all right, that's not too bad. There we go. Okay, that might be better. All right, so then I've got the light pecan pie. Or maybe we'll just give them, oh yeah, that's better. Now I can actually see what I'm doing. And we'll just kind of do that, and then we'll just color them all over in the light pecan pie. These guys are just so, well, I think they're cute. I just think they're so cute. You also want to leave that dog tag. We don't want to color that. Yes, I've got coloring all over. All right, and then I'm going to take the color lifter and we'll just give them, I'll just lighten this up a little bit right here. Okay, and he's done. Okay, then the next one, I think we'll do him in gray. So let's see, which one is the dark? This is the dark. I like to do the dark first. So make his tail a little bit dark. Yes, excuse my coloring. It's not very good, I have to admit. I'll give him the dark ears, just kind of like the other one. And I think that's all I'm going to do with that. Oh, these are hard to close today. And then we'll just color this. This is, what am I using here? This is Smoky Slate. Okay, not much difference here between the light and the dark. Right. And we don't want to color his kerchief there. And his little paw there. And his little face. I know, it's like watching paint dry, right? Okay, and then before I forget, I think he's got his tongue hanging out. I think that's what that is. Hey, that little mark there, I think that's his tongue. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do his tongue in... What was I doing his tongue in? I think... well, somewhere I lost the marker. I think I did it in Flirty Flamingo because I wanted it kind of dark. And it wasn't real red, so it's kind of a... No. Let's try the other end. There we go. Yeah, he's got a pink tongue. Okay. All right, and the next one, we'll do him in a light beige, so we'll do him in crumb cake. Okay, so we'll just give him a bit of shading here under his thing. And I don't know, maybe a little bit there on his tail, a little bit there. I know, he's just going to be a little spotted type of thing, okay? And then we'll just color him with the light crumb cake. So he's just going to be very pale. And you don't want to color his scarf either. And if it's, you know, if you need to go in and add more dark, that's fine too. You can do that. Oh, Kathy, yes, I switched. I used to do Wednesdays at 3:30, and that time no longer works for me. So I switched to Thursdays at 10:30. That time works much better for me. Okay, and so if you want to watch me live, Kathy, you need to come on Thursdays at 10:30 now. Okay, and then the last one, I'm using a blend called Medium 500. That's all I know. I have nothing to go with it, so we're just using this one. And we're just going to color them all in one color, and then I maybe take the color lifter and take some color off. And we'll just color that. I probably should have done a black dog, but I thought it might be too dark. So I just kind of went with this. And then we don't want to color his little tag. So we'll do his little foot here and his leg. And once again, I colored outside the lines, which is okay. Nobody knows but me. I can try and get rid of it with the color lifter. That's the one nice thing about the color lifter. If you do color outside the lines, you can try and remove it with the color lifter. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so you know what? We're just gonna give it a little bit more here, some here, and then I'm just going to take the color lifter And we're just gonna go kind of here on his belly. And maybe on the tip of his tail. And maybe lighten his ear up a little bit. So you can kind of see that getting lighter there. Okay, just a bit. It's not a lot. And I kind of went out of the line here, so I'm just going to see if I can get rid of that a little bit. All right. So the dogs are colored, and I'm just going to color the flowers. And what am I using for the flowers? Dark lemon lolly. So they're just pretty simple here. It's not the end I want to use. They're all going to be the same color, just to simplify it. Yeah, I want the other end just a little bit. It's a little bit deeper. Sometimes I find one end is more saturated than the other. So I just like to use whatever works for me. And that's what you do. You just use whatever works for you, right? And the flower is done. And I need some green. This is dark granny apple green. Here's my light. I think I want the light granny apple green. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'll do the dark. Okay. Oh, dark granny apple green. We'll just do that. I'm just going to go over the stem there. Color that. Go over the stem. Color that leaf. Go over the stem. Okay, almost done. All right, then we need to color the scarf and the tag. So we'll put the red. This is a dark real red. Just so you know what I'm using. Oh, he looks so cute. And we'll just color his little tag in with the red. Okay. And then I've got dark azure afternoon. And we'll do this scarf in the azure afternoon. It's a nice bright cheerful blue. And his little tag here. Okay. All right, so you can see, maybe you can't. I know, you know what? This is from, my camera is like 6 inches away and it feels like it's like 12 feet. Okay, so you can kind of see now, hopefully, how the color lifter has taken some color off there. Kathy's watching from Alberta. Oh, so it's just, you're taking a break from shoveling 6 inches overnight. Oh, please keep it in Alberta. We don't want it here. We don't want it here. We've had enough. We've had enough of the cold and everything else. So you just keep it over there, Kathy. That'd be great. Okay, so we're going to cut the dogs out. Okay. I need some tape to hold my die in place. Okay, so we're just gonna line this up as best you can. Sometimes it works really well, sometimes it doesn't. That looks pretty good. Okay, and I'll just run it through the cut and emboss machine, so hang on. Okay, I'm back. Kathy, have you actually, you said you love the stamp set. Have you been using it? This is actually the first time I've used it. By the way, the stamp set and the bundle is a March online exclusive. So if you can't find it in the catalog, that's why. Okay. Aren't they cute? They're so adorable. All right, let's make a card now. All right, so I've got lots of pieces here. Lots of pieces. I'm just looking at this envelope I used, and he's got little birds all over it. I don't even know where that came from or anything else, but anyways. Okay. Got these little guys cut out. All right, so I've got a piece of pecan pie, and I'm just going to give, it's the usual size, 8.5 by 5.5, square to 4 1/4. Okay. And then I've got a piece of Azure Afternoon, and I embossed it with the Lovely Stripes embossing folder. Okay. And we're going to glue that on. Actually, we're going to not glue that on. I'm going to glue this first. Okay. So I've got a piece of just basic white that measures 2.5 by 4. And this measures 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so I want to put these little guys on. I cut these out with this die. All right, this one here in the pecan pie, and then I just cut it to fit this little piece of paper. So we're going to glue that on. Hopefully I don't get glue everywhere, but we'll see. Yeah, just gonna kind of, just a little bit of glue here, a bit of glue there. Here's some glue, there's some glue, everywhere some glue. Yeah, just, I like lots of glue. I want to make sure it's gonna stick and not peel anywhere. No, one more up here. Okay. All right, I'm going to get my tweezers because it's easier for me to deal with that. And pick it up. Okay, and then we're just going to line it up along the top edge here. I can still move it, which I think it might be a little bit too long. I might have to trim it a little bit. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, and then we're going to put one on the bottom as well. I'll put some more glue on here. Now, Kathy, you're shoveling all the snow. We've had a couple of really nice warm days. It's rained, but it's been warm, but we're going back to the cool weather again. Well, not cool, but like 6 degrees. And then overnight, we're going down to the minus again. I thought we were kind of done with that, but you know, you just never know what you're going to get in April. But I know that summer is coming. I have to be optimistic that summer will be here soon. That looks pretty good. Let's give it a good press to make sure it stays. All right, and I'm just going to trim that little bit off there. It's just a smidge too long. There we go. All right, and then we're going to take my little dogs. Where are my little dogs? I lost my little dogs. Okay, there they are. They're hiding. Oh, they're just so cute. All right, I'm just going to pop them up with dimensionals. And I'm looking for some that still have some dimensionals on them. I'm just going to use the little guys here. Oh, And you know me, I'm going to use a ton of dimensionals because, like, that's what I do, right? Actually, I could probably use the big ones and just these little ones in the smaller areas, like that. And then some bigger ones here. And one there, and one there. I know you guys wouldn't use half this many, but that's okay. Just a little concerned. You might see a little edge of that one, so I'm just going to move him a little bit. All right, and then we're just going to peel him off. Oh, you couldn't get the dies? Are they back in stock now? I didn't actually look. They're not discontinued, so you should be able to get the dies, I would think. Ugh, come on. Got this guy stuck. Oh, geez, you know. Come on. He's stuck on there, that piece of paper. Okay, whatever. He's just going to have to stick without it. All right. Okay, so we're just going to kind of put him in the middle here. There we go. Just over a little more. Look at that. So cute. Okay. Now we're going to adhere this onto here. So we'll glue that on. And I think we'll put it about here. I don't want it centered, so that's good enough. Okay, and then we'll just add it to the pecan pie base card. Now, I don't know which way these stripes go. There's dots on it as well, and I don't know whether the dots are embossed or debossed. I guess it just depends on your own personal preference. So, okay, I want to make sure this is really adhering at the corners. Okay. All right, and let me just get rid of these backings before they end up all over the place. Oh, there's another one. Okay. All right, so I cut this little piece here, which could be a big mistake. That's from the Stylish Shapes. I use this one here. Okay. And I probably should have stamped and then cut, but I was trying to save time. So I'm just going to use the Have the Best Day. We're going to ink it up in the pecan pie. Now we'll line that up. Hopefully it'll be okay. Not bad. All right. Close this up. And we're just gonna pop him up as well with dimensionals. And one in the middle. Okay. Now we're just going to put them over here. Yeah, just like that. There we go. Okay, I also cut out with, oh, stuck. What did I use? I used these little flowers here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, And I cut some out in the blue and the red. This is actually what you get when you cut them all out. So I'm thinking, you know, I could probably actually even use this for something. Just a cutout design. But anyway, so I got a couple of these little flowers. I just wanted a couple in the red and a couple in the blue. So need my little glue and my tweezers. So pick that up. Maybe. There we go. Move that out of the way a little bit and just add a little bit of glue here. And we're just gonna, let's see, put one down here, like that. And we'll do another red one. And I just hold it with my tweezers. I just find that easier than trying to pick it up with my fingers. And we'll put one over here. And then we'll do a couple of the blue ones. I just wanted a little something on here when I thought the flowers were just enough. Put this one down here like that. And one more. I know, you guys can hardly even see, can you? I don't know, maybe you can see more than I can. But I can't put this down any further, or I won't be able to get my hands under it. Okay, then finally, last but not least, I have some earthy matte dots. And I've got these in the pecan pie. So I'm going to take one like this, just put it there, and one like that. We'll put that one there. I know I'm going to put 5 on this one, so because 4 doesn't work, right? And one down here. And one over there. Actually, I think I gotta move this over a little bit. Okay, and then another little one, because everybody tells me you have to do odd numbers. Let's put them up there. There we go. Okay, and that's my card. Okay, so I've got one more. If you guys have got time for one more. This one's actually pretty quick. Let me just grab all my pieces here. So I've got a piece of Flirty Flamingo, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at the 4 1/4. Let's give it a good press here. And then I've cut a piece of, this is one of the product of the month. I think this was February. It's the Painted Illusions. It's actually still available. So, yeah, so it's I really kind of like the paper. So anyway, so that's where this paper came from, Painted Illusions, and it's still available. Yeah, we're just gonna glue that on there. Okay, and I need a scrap piece of paper. This will do. And we're going to stamp the little birds. I like the little birds too. They're so cute. So we're just going to stamp them up in the Memento Black. There we go. All right, so this one, I'm just looking for all my papers here. So this bird, I'm going to color in the light Lost Lagoon. And hopefully My black won't run because it's quite fresh, but so this is just light, the light Lost Lagoon. Yeah, done. Okay, and then I've got, what do I have here? The light Darling Duckling. So we'll color him this one. I just kind of picked up some of the colors in here that are on the paper. I'm just coloring that. I'm like totally offside here. There we go. Oh, forgot these little tail feathers here. Okay, and the last one, we'll color in. What's this one? This is Light Flirty Flamingo. So we'll just color him. He's so pretty. Pretty, pretty. Okay. And then we need a little bit of grass. So we have light Granny Apple Green. So we're just gonna, just a little bit here. Just make that a little bit there. And the beaks are done in Dark Daffodil Delight. And I didn't know whether they should be like pumpkin pie. This Dark Daffodil Delight kind of has a bit of an orange hue to it. So I thought that would be just fine. Okay, then we're going to take the color lifter. And I'm just going to see if I can lighten just the wing up just a little bit here. If I can't, not a big deal. There we go. Okay, then we're going to cut the birds out with the die as soon as I find my dies. Okay, I'll line them up. This is a really, like I said, a really quick card. And you saw how little time it took to color these. Okay, just a couple pieces of tape to hold it in place. And I'll be right back. Just going to cut it with the Stampin' Up! Cut and Emboss machine. Yeah. There we go. Save the tape for later. Look, they're so cute. Okay. Now, I've cut a, what did I use for this? Oh yeah, I used the Stylish Shapes again. Okay, and I used the two largest pieces. Okay, so I cut a piece in the Flirty Flamingo to match the card, the base card. And I cut this one in white, obviously. And I'm going to stamp the bottom of this with the hello. Just a little hello. And we're going to stamp it in the Memento Black. Move this up a little bit so you can see. There we go. Now, I think it needs just a little bit more. There. And we're just going to put at the bottom here. Just a little hello. There we go. And then I can glue this onto here. Yeah. I'm just going to pop the birds up, so I'm not going to pop the rest of this. Yeah, just kind of center it. There we go. Then we're going to pop the little birds up with the small dimensionals, the mini dimensionals. Mini, 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 or maybe not. They look big enough, they can take a full one. Well, it really doesn't matter. Let's put one there, and a little mini one over here. And we'll pull these off. Okay. And we'll just add them on. They're so cute. I'll cook them over a little more, but that's okay there. Oh, they're just so, I think they're just adorable. Okay, then I've got some, I have, let me see, a Flirty Flamingo in the Array of Dots. I think this is new in the new catalog. So I'm allowed to show it to you because I have it. And I lost my take a pic tool. I know, here it is, staring right at me, right? So I'm just gonna pull one of these off, put that there. And I also have Pretty Peacock. I couldn't find anything with, what was that other color I used? Whatever I colored that in. Lost Lagoon. So I figured the Pretty Peacock's close enough. So we'll just put that one there. And then I have, these are discontinued, unfortunately. These were the low profile sparkle dots. So you can see how many I've used of that, and now they're already all gone. I've only used one. So anyways, that was all I could find in the Darling Duckling. So, okay, so that's that. And I'm just gonna glue this on in the middle. Easy peasy. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep going off camera. I'm so bad at that. That's good. Okay, so now I did forget to do the inside. And where's my black? So the inside, I have these little bird feet. So we're going to ink these up. And they're just going to kind of go like that. And then up here a little more. And then off the page. Yeah, it's a little smudgy, but anyway, so that can go in the middle of the card. Okay. And for the puppies, there they are. For the dogs, here's my sheet. I don't know, you just never seem to have enough friggin' room, do you, eh? Okay, we've got the little paws here. So let me put this up here and ink this up. That looks pretty good. We'll just start at the bottom down here. I like these little paw prints, they're so cute. And over there like that. And then we'll just have them kind of go off the page there. Okay, so then this can be glued on the inside. Actually, you know what? I meant to ink this up in the pecan pie, and I didn't, so too bad. It's going in anyways. There we go. All right, so that is what I have for today. I'm just going to move this up a bit. Move this light up a little bit here. Get this stuff out of the way. So move that. I'm going to redo this one because I kind of smudged it, so I'm not happy with it. So I'll redo that. So anyways, here's the two cards that we did. That is from the Cutest Crew bundle. I think these guys are so cute. I didn't do the cats. Personally, I don't like cats, so I would have had a hard time doing that because I wouldn't have even known what to color them with. So anyways, that's all I got today, guys. Quite frankly, crafting is expensive and we should use our stash whether it's retired or not. I agree 100%. Yes. And you're going to see me start to use more retired stuff because you're right. I've got it. What am I going to do with it? So yeah, and like as you saw that my little sparkle dots, there's like now 2 gone and that's it. So what am I going to do with them? No, I'll throw them out. They've still got Mossy Meadow and Secret Sea in them, so they're still good. Yeah. So anyways, yeah, I'll start to, you're right. What are we going to do? All right, so that's it. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule and joining me today. And have a wonderful week. Kathy, I hope you don't get any more snow. And I will, thanks, Jean. I'm glad you liked the cards. And I will see you back here next Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Toronto time, Eastern time. All right. Have a good week, guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.